These are the things that like you don't see. Like being an entrepreneur isn't all like rock star and like rainbows and roses, you know?
I wish it were.
Yeah.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah.
What up, vlog? It's 11:45 on Friday. Mike and I just got done having a very long meeting.
Very long.
So one of the things that we've been trying to focus on as we develop two organizations is taking Friday mornings, usually from like 9 to 10. Went a little overboard today, so we got into a bunch of stuff because it was the end of, we just completed the first month. January's over, today's February 1st, so now just spent a lot of time analyzing January, what that looked like in terms of what did that look like in comparison to other years, and what the goals are for February, that kind of thing.
We do a really good job of putting goals forth, whether it's for the month, for the year, and a lot of it's just about execution and accountability too. These meetings serve a very good purpose for both of us to kind of hold each other accountable, update each other on where things are going in the respective companies, offer some insight where it may be needed, but to really just hold each other accountable, make sure that the goals are being met, see what we need to change so that we can go forward in the next month and make sure that we stay on pace for everything that we laid out for the year ahead. So it's definitely really valuable to come here and meet, just kind of see where things are at.
One of the things that I've realized with myself is that in years past I would throw out like a major goal. I'd be like, I'm gonna buy this property. We should actually include that clip from like episode 1 of Israel TV, which goes back to highlights from like 2015 when I'm walking through the dealership and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this property. And you can put this on video right here, right now. As crazy as this seems, I have made it my goal to buy this property. A year and a half after that point, bought the property, and I think sometimes when I get a desire that's so deep, and a focus on something, a huge goal like that, that's just so ingrained in my head that I'm gonna accomplish it. But now what I've realized is that I don't have just one goal. I have multiple goals. I have like 10 goals. So in order to really execute on all of those goals, I've got to be very focused on the steps. So I'm breaking it down into like monthly goals. What do I have to accomplish this month? What do I have to accomplish this week? What do I have to accomplish this day? What are the behaviors and actions I'm gonna have to take throughout the day to accomplish those goals? That way I can ensure that I hit all of my goals by the end of the year. And that's just gonna take getting very particular and breaking it down into, this huge thing, breaking it down into these steps. And so we need to do it on both sides, both businesses and in our personal lives.
Professionally and personally.
It's difficult because we have to be focused on business, but at the same time, there's so much happening in personal lives. I got a wife and 2 kids that need my attention. You've heard me talk about that already. Carving out special time for that. I feel like sometimes we have it even more difficult because a lot of people don't realize that our teams are our families as well. So not only are we responsible for ourselves and our personal lives, we're also responsible for everybody that's within our teams, and what their goals are in life and what struggles and challenges that they're going through on a personal level. We have to work through that stuff as well. So it can be difficult sometimes because there's just so many levels and so many elements to life. It's not work-life balance, it's work-life integration and what that looks like. And so we just want to make sure that it's healthy for us as leaders and for the rest of our teams.
Well said.
Thank you.
Go and play that. Take you down, I'ma say that.
We got a dance marathon coming up. So we're getting ready to do a couple of scooter giveaways with Dance Marathon at the University of Florida. Shout out to Dance Marathon. And for the kids.
Yeah. Should I hashtag that?
You should do a shout out for GM. I could. This is your chance to plug.
Shout out on the plug.
Team recruitment.
Today is one of those days. I'm going to be spending the next 3 hours just working on my computer, getting things, some content scheduled out for next week, really analyzing the goals that are coming up ahead, just doing a lot of the physical work. And then I think around 4 or 5 o'clock, we're actually doing a personal branding strategy for myself. It's kind of interesting because we treat Collin Austin, the personal brand, as a client. So we're gonna have a meeting at 4 o'clock that's gonna be very focused on, on Collin Austin personal brand, as well as our brand for the company, Repaint The Wall. It's funny because we actually sacrifice time that we should be investing into our own brand as a company because we're doing so much work for clients, which is the way it should be prioritized. We should put our clients first, but at the same time we need to carve out, strategize, and realize that Repaint's brand is going to be super important. You need anything from me?
You got about 10 seconds before he goes AWOL.
If you need me, now's the time, because I'm about to put this in, and then it's a game on till 4 o'clock, and you're not going to be able to tap on my shoulder and interrupt me.
Force field mode.
What about when your food gets here?
Nothing.
Ooh, yeah, how are you going to eat food? If you can be tapped.
Text Angela, tell her to set the food down calmly
and back
away. Okay? Good. Meg, we're good on the contract. Everything's good.
I emailed it to you.
That's all set. Okay.
Wait. No, just kidding.
All right. Let's go time.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me in. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time on my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. I got up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. All these people trying to box me in. I'm Mayweather, it's on, yeah. Now they ask where I'm at. Making hits that line back. I'm MJ, I'm 2-3, man. I just need some time back. I'm zoned in like defense. My life gone, no recess. But I live my best one, so I got no regrets. So I'm gone. Finally back in my home. I'm working like so much, they swear I had me a clone. Can't answer my phone now, just leave it there at that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
So we're the last ones in the build, well, besides the scooter crew.
Scooter crew is wrapping up. Yeah, so basically everything that I had intended on getting done this afternoon, none of it got done. I mean, I was like starting on a couple of to-do lists, trying to get a new client set up and get their accounts set up and all this kind of thing. So I was moving some accounts around and kind of created a little bit of a headache for myself. It's gonna happen sometimes. So, so now we are just trying to wrap up and get some of the stuff done, but basically everything that I had originally planned to get done today is not going to get done, and so therefore I'm going to spend a lot of my weekend working, which is typical, but it's going to be a lot this weekend. Sometimes there's just days like this, days where you are locked away in the office, just grinding, getting as much done as possible, and they're not necessarily my favorite days, but they're necessary days, and part of it.
These are the things that like you don't see, like being an entrepreneur isn't all like rock star and like rainbows and roses, you know.
I wish it were.
Yeah. But a lot of times it gets made out to be that way.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely stressful, but it's just part of it, man.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. Like, and even in like you think about the end of January and a lot of the other things that are happening during this time of the year. You know, we just got through January, and now you're getting into, in January there's all like getting tax stuff lined up and 1099s and W-2s for the team and like making sure that all that stuff is handled. There's just a lot of like non-work stuff that happens that just creates more stress and adds more things to the to-do list. So it's not a ton of fun, But it is what it is.
That's it.
All right.
See ya.
Any last words, Allison? Give me something good.
Bye.
Back in my zone now. All in can't beat me up cause I'm back in my zone now. Back in my zone now. Let me into my zone.